Diva, look, traditional business strategies are no longer working for you, and here is why. I want to talk to you today in this podcast. I want to speak to you about your uniqueness and how now you are being required to step it up even more, which means the traditional business strategies to grow your spiritual CEO business is no longer working. Anything you are doing just because you saw it somewhere else and it isn't flowing from your soul will not work. So, like the constant launches, the master classes that used to fill the rooms, and trust me, I know because I used to do it, but the constant launches, the constant master classes that used to fill the room, and your programs may not feel like you want to do them anymore. And this doesn't mean that you need to burn your business down or even totally scrap your strategy. That is not the case. What it is asking for you is that you sit with yourself, go within, and ask your heart what to do. You are being called to innovate, create new models, and do things very differently. And Pluto in Aquarius is calling for you to be a disruptor. Look, Divine Diva, I know this has been weighing on you because you've built this successful, powerful business. It's the kind of business that most people dream about, but lately it does feel like it's a little off, right? You're sitting in your beautifully designed like home office with the velvet like blue chair, and you've got the candle burning and all of the things, right? You've got your crystal grid set. Like you are so intentional. Next to your MacBook, you are so ready, right? And then you go and you glance at that launch calendar and you're like, oh God. There's like a heaviness in your chest and you're like, do I really want to do this again? And you're like, why does this feel harder than it used to? You're thinking, is this something that I even want anymore? Do not fall for it. Do not drive into it, because this doesn't mean to burn down your business. This doesn't mean to stop. I have been in this business for a very, very long time. I have been an educational CEO. I have been a spiritual leader. I have been this for very long, and I have seen no one that I came into the industry with, not many of us are still around. And this is because no one knows how to walk you through this piece here. So you're scrolling like with your endless list of things that you need to do on the Notion dashboard, right? Proven funnels that you just went through this class and course to do, the email sequences, the webinar templates, like you've got it all dialed in, and then it feels freaking stale. It feels so forced. And look, Diva, I know exactly where you are because I have done it. And you feel like I'm doing everything right. I'm following the strategies. It's supposed to skyrocket my income. Right? And you're like, wow, now this feels like obligation. All the clients that say yes, you kind of feel like, oh my goodness, like I'm now responsible for all of their success. You feel like you are outgrowing what you've created. And this isn't a failure, this is evolution. Let me first talk about the hidden cost of like proven business strategies that no longer align with your soul that you keep doing, okay? So at some point, there is a strategy that you used to do that really served you. Maybe it was like the monthly master classes, or maybe it was weekly webinars. It worked until it didn't. Now, every time you think about that launch, you're like, I don't want to do it. And your body is telling you not to do it because you tense up, right? You dread opening Canva to create another slide deck. You're like, oh my God, right? Cringe, cringe. But then you think, if I stop doing it this way, it's all going to fall apart. And my 6-figure months, they're never going to become 7-figure months and right? But look, let me tell you something. You are here to disrupt. Pluto has moved into Aquarius. It is a cosmic invitation for you to be the leader that you were meant to be, to innovate, to tear down, to really look at outdated systems and become the revolutionary. And it's not just about astrology, it really is your call to embody new earth leadership. You are not meant to blend in. You are not meant to follow the step by step, the business blueprint, all of the ways that everyone else does it. That was not what you were called on this earth to do. And I know what's holding you back. Like, I know it, right? It's the fear of what happens if I step outside the line. Like, if I don't do what worked before, and then will people still buy? And if they don't still buy, I would have been like, oh my God, I should have did it like I did it before. If I change the business model or the focus of my business, am I going to lose my audience? And if I stop teaching that specific strategy that helped them blow up their businesses, like am I going to be seen as non-credible anymore? But the tension that you are feeling is not a problem, it's an invitation. You are being called to innovate. And again, you don't have to burn your entire business down, right? You don't have to throw everything that you built away. You just need to pause and sit with yourself and ask yourself, what do I truly want to create? Not what your audience wants, not what your mentor suggests, not what's trending on Instagram. What do you desire? What is your soul calling for you to do? What is the season that you're in? There's so many seasons, right? There's so many eras, people like to call it, like from Taylor Swift's Eras tour, right? There's so many seasons, so many eras. What is your era? What era are you in? You are here to create offers that don't even exist yet. Programs that feel like play and build in ways that align with your own evolution and do it by your terms. Which is why I created Divinity House. Like, the level of expansion that you are experiencing does not happen in isolation. You get to have a space that holds your bigness of what you're becoming and allows you to be vulnerable, allows you to be open, allows you to admit to not needing to be perfect, and allows you to say, oh my goodness, I was feeling this the other day and I didn't realize all of you were feeling the same freaking thing. I built Divinity House for women like you, like who are done forcing strategies that no longer fit, who are ready to lead from power and intuition, who are ready to build upon their empires using their God frequency. Because what you need is to be surrounded by women who aren't afraid to do business differently, who are rewriting the rules, who are doing it from their soul, who are doing it with joy, who are doing it with expectations of, like, delusions. People would say delusions of grandeur. It's like, nope, they're not delusion. Delulu is the Solulu in Divinity House. And so one of the things that is super important for you as the person who's like, these traditional things that I've been doing just doesn't feel good for me, is that you got to become unbothered. You know, I talk about being unbothered all the time, right? Unbothered by what your audience expects, unbothered by what the industry says is proven, unbothered by the specifics and the percentages and all the things that the industry says are what's supposed to do, like unbothered. And when you get into this new era of your leadership, you clear the noise, and unbothered is the energetic recalibration that you need. It's the bridge between where you are and where you're going. Look, I have a whole masterclass on Unbothered. It's like 3 hours of pure genius and gold. And because you're listening to this podcast, you can click below, use the code, and get it for like just an unheard of cheap price. Like, it's there so that you can like binge it and like be like, I'm the most unbothered diva in the world. Look, once you are deeply anchored in your God frequency, nothing will shake you. Not the market, not what somebody else says, not their own opinions, not even your doubts. When you lead from this space, you can create from overflow, and you can create things that haven't been seen yet. You can launch from desire, not pressure. And you can be the divine diva you've been placed on this earth to be. Look, your business model needs to evolve. What will your business look like if you fully honored who you are today? Would you still be launching monthly? Would you still be selling that group program? Would you still be showing up every day in that way? Would you design like spacious soul aligned offers that maybe talk about some things that you're like, I'm so scared to talk about this, but I really know I need to talk about this? Maybe it's the one to many that has thousands of people in it because you know that that's how many people you were here to affect. Maybe it's private mentorship that feels luxurious and intimate. Maybe it's something that's super exclusive and high frequency, and it's a retreat in Ibiza or off the Amalfi Coast. Maybe it's teaching fewer things in a deeper way in an expansive container. Maybe it's not the 3-week container. Maybe you want to go back to the 8-week deep dive. But it doesn't matter what it is. It matters that it's coming from your soul, and this is your permission slip that you get to be different. When you decide to lead from your soul and create from this place, magic happens. Your offers magnetize, your launches flow with ease, your income expands because you are no longer leaking energy. And this is what happens when you work with me. I've got clients raising their prices without guilt. They're creating revolutionary offers. They're doing things in ways that haven't been seen before. They're leading industries instead of chasing trends. They're starting the trends. They are the trendsetters. And they're doing it while feeling so deeply supported. So, Divine Diva, this is your invitation to rise. You were never meant to follow rules. You were here to create them. You are here to innovate. This is innovation season. This is Pluto in Aquarius. Here we freaking go. You are here to build something the world has never seen. You are here to lead in your God frequency, and Divinity House is here to hold you in that. So let me tell you, you don't have to burn everything down. You can shift some of the things that you have into self-study. You can put them in a funnel. You can do so many different things. You don't have to tear down what you've already created. You get to continue to sell that, but you also get to decide, what do I want to do right now? Ask yourself, be honest. Am I building from desire or from duty? Am I innovating or imitating? Am I scaling with soul, or am I only doing what that strategy told me to do? And if you're ready to lead in this way, Divinity House is the space for you. And you can recalibrate your energy by going into that unbothered masterclass using your podcast community little discount code, and walk into allowing shifts and changes to be easy, to be pleasurable. I see you, Diva. I honor you. And I'm here to walk with you side by side. So until the next time, hugs, kisses, and all the feels. Stay bougie, be healed, keep it divine, give this a 5-star review, and apply for the Divinity House.